because apparently ending slavery isn't cool enough. You're watching Beyond the Trailers review of Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
7 years ago.
There is darkness everywhere, Mr. Lincoln.
Our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
Yes, according to 20th Century Fox's blurb for the film, Lincoln didn't end slavery because he thought it was morally wrong, but because slave owners were vampire allies. You know, it's interesting that such an important topic like slavery, which studios have been reluctant to tackle all these years, would make its Hollywood debut in pulp films like this in the upcoming Django Unchained. We will get a more serious look at slavery in 2013 with 12 Years a Slave and The Butler, both from up-and-coming black directors, but first these famous white guys are going to take a crack at it. Quentin Tarantino has made Django Unchained his follow-up/unofficial sequel to Inglourious Basterds, while Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter has brought about a pairing as unusual as it is awesome, Tim Burton and Wanted's Timur Bekmambatov. But while this horror history flick has been getting a lot of attention online, right now Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is on track to open with just $13 million. That puts it in competition its opening weekend not with Brave, but with Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Does that mean Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is the next Snakes on a Plane, a film which epitomized the modern-day phenomenon of not living up to its internet hype? Some would say this because the film lacks star power. Indeed, the lead role is played by Broadway sensation Benjamin Walker, who got on Hollywood's radar inaccurately portraying another U.S. president, Andrew Jackson. Oh, and he's also Meryl Streep's son-in-law. Dominic Cooper and Anthony Mackie show some promise, but the rest of the cast, Rufus Sewell, Alan Tudyk, and Martin Sokus, make this look more like a big-budget sci-fi movie. Yes, perhaps Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter makes for a better poster than it does an actual movie, and author Seth Grahame-Smith has built his entire career on such hollow, high-concept fare. He started out producing the quirky online CBS web show Clark and Michael, as well as the History Channel's History's Mysteries. Then before writing both this original novel and Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, which is also optioned for a movie, Grahame-Smith wrote such books as The Big Book of Porn, a penetrating look at the world of dirty movies, The Spider-Man Handbook, the ultimate training manual, How to Survive a Horror Movie, All the Skills to Dodge the Kills, and Pardon My President, Fold and Mail Apologies for 8 years. But it was his horror highbrow mashups that made him front page news, and because Hollywood loves a good headline while rarely reading the full article, he suddenly became a hot screenwriter around town. Yet his MTV show The Hard Times of R.J. Berger was canceled due to low ratings, and his first film script Dark Shadows recently took a box office stake to the heart. And if Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter doesn't perform, well then maybe Tim Burton might want to rethink putting this guy in charge of Beetlejuice 2. So let's go find out if Benjamin Walker and Seth Grahame-Smith have a bright future in Hollywood. Is this film historically accurate?
That's funny. No, it was very entertaining though.
As far as I know, yes. Anything's possible.
I felt like I was in 8th grade social studies right there.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
spot on.
Yes, actually.
Ooh, how so? Really?
It kept the historical thing, everything to it. The only difference was the vampires and everything.
Yeah,
So
that's a big difference.
Who knows?
But
They weren't there.
It was just fun, you know. I mostly go to movies for fun.
You walk in and you're like, oh, this is so awesome. Like, he's killing vampires.
Just turn your brain off.
Yeah.
It's called Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Yeah.
It cannot be a serious film.
No.
They really tried to make it a serious film.
I went into this thinking it was going to be a bit silly, and it totally pulls you in.
I wasn't going to see this movie.
Well, what changed your mind?
I thought it would be disrespectful to Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
But then you know what? I said, you know what? I've seen other things that I didn't like. Let me see if this is one that I'm not going to like. And I got to tell you, I really love this movie.
Wow. Did you read the book of this?
Honestly, I didn't, but
you heard of
praise
it, though,
about
right?
it made
Yeah.
me want to see the movie.
I've actually read the book. It is very much tailored with the book and very
wow.
hand in hand. So, you know, obviously the book can flesh it out more because it's not confined within 2 hours.
Well, how did Ben Walker do? Was he convincing?
Yeah, he looks amazing as Abraham Lincoln. He looks exactly like him when he has the beard.
Oh,
and
the
hat
older
and
version,
everything.
right? Yeah.
He really does. It was like really scary. I thought they dug up the corpse and like
Wow,
used them.
that's great.
I think having the main character be kind of a newcomer, or at least
Yeah.
new to me, helped a lot.
He is new. This is his first big movie role.
Yeah.
Was he good? Do you think?
He was fantastic.
So you didn't see it in 3D?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Because I thought it would probably take away. I like the way it was, just, you know, for me.
I don't like paying that much money unless it's really worth it.
Unless you know it's a slam dunk,
Yeah,
and you had your
exactly,
doubts,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Would
So
you? Now that you've seen it, would you tell other people to see it in 3D?
I might come back and see it in 3D.
Ooh.
3D is actually really good.
Ooh.
It's surprising. Like the vampires kind of pop out. It's a lot scarier than it should be.
They used a lot of CG for the vampires when they went to kind of vampire mode.
Yeah?
And it made them more intense, more frightening looking.
Was it
Made a
cool
little-
special effects? Was it good?
It was good. Too much, too little. I guess it's a matter of opinion for what it is.
What would you say to people who think this movie's just too ridiculous?
I would say, I mean, you come out to the movie to be ridiculous. What else? Why else would you waste your time?
What do you give it on a 1 to 10?
I would say I'd give it a 9.
I would give it a maybe 7.5.
Probably like a good 7.
I would give it an 8.5.
I'd give it about a 9.
I give it a 9.
I'd give it a 10.
11.
Sounds like if you're willing to go along for the ride, you're gonna have a good time, as audiences overall give Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter an 8.5. I'm Grace Randolph reporting from AMC Empire 25, and I hope you'll go beyond the trailer for these other top movies.